Necesito que esto llegue con toda la fuerza de los argentinos.
With all the strength of Argentina behind them, La Albiceleste arrive at the 2026 World Cup, carrying the legacy of Mario Kempes and Cesar Luis Menotti in 1978, the magic of Diego Maradona and his legendary hand of God and goal of the century. The clutch goals of Angel Di Maria and the leadership of Lautaro Martinez when Messi was unavailable. They carry the strength of past generations, of those who failed and those who rose again, of a new generation hungry to conquer the world, and above all the strength of the reigning world champions. Los Muchachos are back. This is not just another national team, it is a squad that knows each other by memory, built on a balance of youth, experience and elite talent. In goal, Emiliano Martinez returns with his heroic saves, backed by the hugely underrated Geronimo Rulli. In defence, Gonzalo Montiel and Nahuel Molina are back. Lisandro Martinez. The Butcher arrives in outstanding form. Nicolas Otamendi remains ready for every battle. Leonardo Balerdi is one of the revelations of the squad. Cristian Romero remains one of the Premier League's best defenders. Facundo Medina earned his place, and Nicolas Tagliafico returns as the defender nobody could dribble past during the last Copa America. In midfield, Leandro Paredes is creating magic at Boca Juniors. Rodrigo de Paul remains Messi's trusted partner. Ezequiel Palacios continues to be the engine of Bayer Leverkusen. Enzo Fernandez arrives as one of the Premier League's best midfielders. Alexis McAllister remains a key figure for Lionel Scaloni, while Giovanni Lo Celso and Valentin Barco add creativity and momentum. Up front, Nico Paz looks ready to become one of the revelations of the World Cup. Thiago Almada was the hero of the qualifiers and carried the number 10 when Messi was absent. Nicolas Gonzalez remains Scaloni's versatile weapon. Giuliano Simeone brings aggression and intensity. Lautaro Martinez remains the charging bull nobody can ignore. Jose Manuel Lopez is one of Scaloni's surprise selections. And Julian Alvarez arrives as one of the best strikers in world football and the future number 9 of Barcelona. And then there is the greatest of them all, Lionel Messi. They are chasing a 4th World Cup, carrying the pressure of being world champions and the responsibility of being considered the best national team on the planet. And honestly, mate, this generation might just have what it takes to do it again. Don't believe me? Take a look at this. To understand the responsibility this Argentina side carries, mate, you first need to understand what Argentina means to the World Cup. The 2026 tournament will be La Albiceleste's 19th World Cup appearance. Everything began in Uruguay 1930. Argentina won all 3 group matches against Chile, France and Mexico, crushed the United States 6-1 in the semi-finals and reached the final, where they lost 4-2 to host Uruguay after leading 2-1 at halftime in the famous match, where both teams argued over which ball would be used. In Italy 1934, there was no group stage, and Argentina arrived with mostly amateur players because professional clubs refused to release their stars. They lost 3-2 to Sweden in the round of 16 and were eliminated immediately. Argentina returned in Sweden 1958 but finished bottom of their group, despite beating Northern Ireland. Captain Pedro de Lacha later blamed the failure on poor discipline and lack of responsibility. Brazil became champions. The disappointment continued in Chile 1962. Coach Juan Carlos Lorenzo had little time to prepare the squad, and Argentina were eliminated in the group stage after finishing level on points with England, but behind on goal difference in a group that also included Hungary and Bulgaria. England 1966 brought improvement. Argentina advanced from a group containing West Germany, Spain and Switzerland, before losing 1-0 to hosts England in a controversial quarter-final, remembered for Antonio Ratin's red card. Many Argentines returned home calling themselves the moral champions. West Germany 1974 was another setback. Argentina survived a difficult group with Poland, Italy and Haiti, but were overwhelmed in the second phase, losing heavily to the Netherlands, falling to Brazil, and drawing with East Germany. However, this tournament marked the beginning of Cesar Luis Menotti's project. That project delivered glory in Argentina 1978. Menotti's side survived a tough first phase against Italy, France and Hungary, before advancing from a second group containing Brazil, Poland and Peru. Needing a huge win over Peru, Argentina famously won 6-0 to reach the final, where they defeated the Netherlands 3-1 after extra time to win their first World Cup. Spain 1982 ended in disappointment. The defending champions advanced from a group with Belgium, Hungary, and El Salvador.
Run up and goal. He scored again.
But were eliminated in the second phase by Italy and Brazil. It also marked Diego Maradona's World Cup debut. Mexico 1986 became legendary. Led by Diego Maradona and coached by Carlos Bilardo, Argentina topped their group before defeating Uruguay, England, and Belgium. Maradona produced the hand of God and goal of the century against England, and Argentina beat West Germany in the final to win their second World Cup. Italy 1990 nearly brought another title. Despite losing to Cameroon in the opening match and barely escaping the group stage, Argentina eliminated Brazil,
and Caniggia could score here!
Yugoslavia,
Takes a shot.
and hosts Italy, before reaching the final, where West Germany gained revenge with a 1-0 victory. The United States 1994 started brilliantly with wins over Greece and Nigeria. But everything changed after Maradona's doping scandal.
No, juro por mi chica que no me... No entiendo nada, ¿viste? Y de cuando uno le decía recién a Marco que quiero salir a correr, que quiero volar, no sé lo que hacer. Porque me preparé muy bien para este mundial, me preparé como nunca.
The team collapsed emotionally and were eliminated 3-2 by Romania in the round of 16. France 1998 saw another strong run. Argentina won all 3 group matches against Japan, Jamaica, and Croatia. Eliminated England on penalties but lost 2-1 to the Netherlands in the quarter-finals. Then came one of the biggest disappointments in Argentine football history, Korea-Japan 2002. Marcelo Bielsa's side arrived as one of the tournament favourites after a brilliant qualifying campaign, but landed in the group of death with England, Sweden and Nigeria. They beat Nigeria, lost to England through a David Beckham penalty, and could only draw 1-1 with Sweden. The result left Argentina third in the group and eliminated in the first round, despite entering the tournament as one of the strongest teams in the world. A new era was coming, the era of the alien. Lionel Messi was arriving at the World Cup stage and becoming the centre of everything Argentina would be for the next 2 decades. In Germany 2006, under Jose Pekerman, Argentina defeated Côte d'Ivoire 2-1, crushed Serbia and Montenegro 6-0, where Messi scored his first World Cup goal, and drew with the Netherlands to finish first in the group. They beat Mexico 2-1 after extra time in the round of 16, thanks to Maxi Rodriguez's legendary volley, but Germany eliminated them on penalties in the quarter-finals. South Africa 2010 brought huge expectations with Diego Maradona as manager and Messi on the pitch. Argentina won all 3 group matches against Nigeria, South Korea and Greece before defeating Mexico 3-1 in the round of 16. But Germany once again became their nightmare, crushing Argentina 4-0 in the quarter-finals. Brazil 2014 produced one of Argentina's greatest campaigns under Alejandro Sabella. Messi dominated the group stage as Argentina beat Bosnia and Herzegovina 2-1, Iran 1-0 with a spectacular Messi winner, and Nigeria 3-2 with Messi's first World Cup brace. Argentina finished top of the group with 9 points. In the knockout rounds, they eliminated Switzerland through Angel Di Maria's extra-time winner, defeated Belgium 1-0 in the quarter-finals, and beat the Netherlands on penalties in the semi-finals. The dream was alive, but Germany appeared once again. Mario Götze's extra-time goal gave Germany a 1-0 victory in the final. That defeat became the first of 3 daggers through the heart of Argentina, and especially Messi.
Messi nunca le hizo ganar partido a la selección argentina importante. Messi para mí no tiene que jugar más en la selección después del Mundial. Argentina necesita una renovación, y la renovación también es Messi.
In 2015, Argentina lost the Copa America final to Chile on penalties. Then came the Copa America Centenario in 2016, where Messi scored 5 goals and provided 4 assists before reaching another final against Chile. Once again, the match went to penalties. Once again, Argentina lost. And when Messi stepped up and missed his penalty, everything changed. The greatest player in Argentine history announced his retirement from international football.
Como dije recién, son 4 finales, no es para mí. Lamentablemente lo busqué, era lo que más deseaba. No se me dio, pero creo que ya está.
Argentina immediately fell into chaos. The team was producing one of the worst qualifying campaigns in its history, and qualification for Russia 2018 was genuinely in danger. But like he had done his entire career, Messi returned to save them. On October 10th, 2017, at 2,850 metres above sea level in Quito, he scored a historic hat-trick against Ecuador and single-handedly dragged Argentina into the World Cup. Russia 2018 was supposed to be redemption, but it became another nightmare. Under Jorge Sampaoli, Argentina drew 1-1 with Iceland, were humiliated 3-0 by Croatia, and only survived thanks to a dramatic 2-1 victory over Nigeria, where Messi scored a brilliant goal. Argentina reached the round of 16 almost by miracle with only 4 points, and a manager under enormous pressure. Waiting for them was France, the future world champions, and they ended Argentina's journey with a chaotic 4-3 victory. At that moment, mate, it felt like Argentina were trapped in an endless cycle of disappointment. But nobody knew that from that point onward, the history of Argentine football was about to change forever. Lionel Scaloni, Lionel Messi, and a group of players changed the history of Argentine football forever. When Scaloni took charge, the world doubted him.
La verdad que no entiendo esta pérdida de tiempo hasta fin de año con un técnico que claramente no lo va a hacer. Podrá ser el día de mañana un gran entrenador, Lionel Scaloni. Hoy claramente no lo es. Un pibe sin ninguna experiencia. Un piloto de tormenta. Para mí, obviamente, no a la altura de la situación. No debiera tener la posibilidad de dirigir la selección, pero Scaloni no se la roba a nadie.
Much of Argentina doubted him too.
Que tu título, sí, no tenías el título habilitante de entrenador. Quería saber si podrías aclarar esta cuestión para desasnar estas dudas.
Tienen que haber traído el carnet. No, de verdad, te digo de verdad. UEFA Pro, que es el máximo título posible, y lo hice en la Real Federación Española.
But instead of listening to the noise, he quietly built a master plan that revived a fallen giant. And he did 2 things that proved absolutely decisive. First, he rebuilt the squad. After the failure of Russia 2018, Argentina needed a new generation. From his very first call-up list for the friendlies against Guatemala and Colombia, Scaloni began introducing fresh faces. Under his leadership, players such as Lautaro Martinez, Leandro Paredes, Rodrigo de Paul, Gonzalo Montiel, Cristian Romero, Julian Alvarez, Enzo Fernandez, Alexis McAllister, and Geronimo Rulli became part of the national team setup. He also gave new opportunities to Paulo Dybala, Giovanni Lo Celso, Germán Petzela, and Marcos Acuna. Many of them would eventually become the backbone of a World Cup winning team. The second key was Lionel Messi. Scaloni understood that he had to reconnect with a Messi who was emotionally exhausted after the heartbreak of the 2014 World Cup final, the Copa America defeats of 2015 and 2016, and the disappointment of Russia 2018. At that point, Messi's future with Argentina was far from guaranteed.
Que Messi se vaya a la selección. Basta de Messi. ¿Cuál es el problema?
¿Alguna vez renunciaste, Messi, a la selección argentina? No vendría mal que lo pienses otra vez.
The manager cleverly reduced the pressure on him. During Messi's absence in the early stages of the project, Scaloni built a team capable of functioning on its own. When Messi returned, he found a machine already in motion. The new generation welcomed him with admiration and respect, while players like Rodrigo de Paul became his closest allies both on and off the pitch.
¿Siente eso como el aura?
Sí, sí. Ese ya, en los túneles cuando salimos a jugar un partido que de las otras selecciones hay monstruos. Cómo lo ven, cómo se giran a ver cómo viene.
¿Te intimida?
Sí, te genera algo. Nosotros ahí atrás, viste, ya inflas el pecho. ya
como señalando
ese amigo nuestro.
On the field, Scaloni surrounded Messi with players who complemented his style perfectly. At the same time, Messi himself evolved. He became more mature, more vocal, more of a leader. For the first time, wearing the Argentina shirt became a source of joy and even a refuge during difficult moments in his club career, including his painful departure from Barcelona and his complicated spell at PSG. Those 2 decisions, combined with the return of Ángel Di María and the emergence of Emiliano Martinez, transformed Argentina into an unstoppable machine. The process that began with a 3-0 victory over Guatemala in September 2018 soon produced historic results. At the Copa America 2021, Messi led the tournament with 4 goals and 5 assists. Argentina drew with Chile.
Messi derecho al arco, Messi!
Defeated Uruguay.
Centro Messi! Palo!
Thrashed Bolivia.
Corre Messi por arriba, Messi!
And Ecuador.
Sí, allí va Lionel. Messi al arco!
While Emiliano Martinez became the hero in the penalty shootout against Colombia. The journey ended with Di Maria's iconic goal against Brazil at the Maracanã, ending a 28-year trophy drought. Then came the greatest achievement of all, the 2022 World Cup. Argentina arrived in Qatar carrying a 36-match unbeaten streak, only 1 short of Italy's world record. The dream start collapsed immediately with the shocking defeat to Saudi Arabia, but Scaloni's team responded like champions. They defeated Mexico 2-0 through goals from Messi and Enzo Fernandez. Beat Poland 2-0 with Julian Alvarez on target and won the group. In the knockout rounds, Messi scored his first ever World Cup knockout stage goal against Australia in his 1000th professional match. Then came the fiery quarter-final against the Netherlands, where Emiliano Martinez once again became the hero in the penalty shootout. Argentina followed that by dismantling Croatia in the semi-finals, powered by a brilliant Messi and a ruthless Julian Alvarez. The final against France became one of the greatest matches in football history. After an unforgettable battle, Argentina won on penalties and secured their 3rd World Cup title. The momentum did not stop there. Argentina crushed Italy in the Finalissima, a match in which the Europeans could barely touch the ball. Then came Copa America 2024. Although Messi played a less dominant statistical role with 1 goal and 2 assists, the team remained unbeaten, defeating Canada, Chile, and Peru in the group stage, eliminating Ecuador on penalties, beating Canada again in the semi-finals, and overcoming Colombia 1-0 in the final, ending Colombia's impressive unbeaten streak. The Scaloni era also shattered historic barriers. Argentina achieved their first ever World Cup qualifying victory on Brazilian soil, defeated Brazil 4-1, and earned a victory in the altitude of Bolivia for the first time in 15 years. The numbers are staggering. Since taking charge, Scaloni has won 66 matches, drawn 18 and lost only 9, maintaining a win percentage above 77%. 2 Copa America titles, 1 Finalissima, 1 World Cup, a trophy cabinet that already places him among the greatest managers in football history. And for the 2026 World Cup, mate, Scaloni may have pulled off his greatest masterstroke yet. Pay close attention to this. No national team has successfully defended a World Cup title since 1962. Argentina arrive at the 2026 World Cup, trying to break that streak as reigning world champions and back-to-back Copa America winners. Remember this, America belongs to the Americans. They remain one of the highest-ranked teams in the world. Their core is intact, and Scaloni's system continues to deliver results. Their qualifying campaign was strong. Their stars arrive in good form, and statistical models make them overwhelming favourites to win their group. The projections are interesting. Argentina have a 61.6% chance of reaching the round of 16, a 45.4% chance of reaching the quarter-finals, a 26.9% chance of reaching the semi-finals, a 12.2% chance of reaching the final, and a 4.7% chance of retaining the World Cup. The road looks manageable through the early knockout rounds, but the real challenge begins once they reach the final 8, where the strongest nations await. Defensive stability remains one of Argentina's greatest strengths. During qualifying, they allowed only 6.56 shots per match, far below the South American average of 10.82, and recorded 10 clean sheets in 18 matches. Emiliano Martinez remains the backbone of that defence. The World Cup and Copa America hero arrives as a Europa League champion with Aston Villa, bringing his unique mentality and leadership despite carrying a finger injury. Behind him stands Geronimo Rulli, who enjoyed an excellent season with Marseille and helped the French club finish 3rd, while Gonzalo Montiel returns after injury problems, but remains one of River Plate's most reliable performers. Lisandro Martinez has fully recovered from his injury nightmare and once again looks like the elite defender who impressed at Ajax. Manchester United lost only one of his 13 starts, and his performances against Haaland and Arsenal showed his elite level. Nicolas Otamendi arrives for what will likely be his final World Cup as Benfica's leader and captain. Cristian Romero reaches the tournament carrying injury concerns, but remains one of Scaloni's most trusted defenders. Leonardo Balerdi arrives after establishing himself as a leader at Marseille, while Facundo Medina and Nicolas Tagliafico add further experience and quality to the defensive unit. The midfield continues to be one of the strongest in world football. Alexis Mac Allister is not arriving at his absolute peak after Liverpool's demanding season, but Argentina know how decisive he can be, as shown by his World Cup final assist and crucial performances against Brazil. Enzo Fernandez has evolved into Chelsea's captain and one of the most complete midfielders in the game. His season produced 15 goals and 7 assists, while his leadership and attacking influence continue to grow. Argentina fans still remember the wonder strike against Mexico and Qatar that helped save their World Cup campaign, and his amazing goal to Brazil in the Monumental. Rodrigo de Paul remains the heartbeat of the team, covering every blade of grass and connecting every phase of play. Giovanni Lo Celso finally gets the opportunity to erase the disappointment of missing Qatar. Leandro Paredes continues controlling matches from deep. Ezequiel Palacios returns healthy after injury, and Valentin Barca arrives after a breakout season in France that earned him a surprise but deserved call-up. Argentina's attack remains equally dangerous. The team averaged 1.72 goals per match during qualifying and finished as the highest scoring side in South America. Julian Alvarez recovered from a difficult spell at Atletico Madrid to finish strongly, producing 20 goals and 9 assists while continuing to deliver against elite opposition. Lautaro Martinez arrives as Serie A champion and capocannoniere, making him arguably the most consistent attacker in the squad. Nico Paz could be the revelation of the World Cup. His 13 goals and 8 assists helped secure Champions League qualification, and he consistently delivered against Italy's biggest clubs. Giuliano Simeone provides relentless energy and intensity. Nico Gonzalez offers tactical versatility. Jose Manuel Lopez arrives after another productive season with Palmeiras, and Thiago Almada remains a valuable weapon after carrying Argentina through important moments during Messi's absences in qualifying. Then there is Lionel Messi. At 38 years old, heading into his 6th World Cup and turning 39 during the tournament, the captain remains Argentina's offensive brain. He finished qualifying with 8 goals and 3 assists, while his club form with Inter Miami has remained outstanding, 13 goals and 7 assists in 16 appearances. More frighteningly, he already looks to be entering World Cup mode, producing 12 goal contributions in his last 5 matches. Messi arrives with 116 goals and 61 assists in 198 appearances for Argentina. His role has evolved. He no longer dominates through endless running. He dominates through timing, vision, and control of the game's rhythm. And that is why he remains irreplaceable. Without Messi, Argentina lose their greatest weapon against deep defensive blocks. Players such as Enzo Fernandez, Mac Allister, Thiago Almada, and Nico Paz can assume more responsibility, but none possess the same ability to manipulate defenders and create impossible passing lanes. The biggest concern for Argentina is age. Their recent starting lineups averaged over 29 years old, and the expanded World Cup format means more travel, more matches, and greater physical demands. Nations such as France and England possess deeper benches filled with younger players capable of changing games late on. Argentina will need to control possession and dictate tempo to avoid unnecessary physical wear. But they remain the world champions. They have Scaloni, they have Messi, they have chemistry, experience, belief, and a group that has already conquered football's highest mountain. And because of that, mate, Argentina can never be counted out.